Thank you so much for staying tuned in this episode of my show, William Wallis for America, where I am bringing on veterans organizations or organizations that are related to veterans to be able to find ways to help veterans after service. And the reason, as you know, that I'm doing that, as I've said before, is that we need to show our veterans that we support them not only while they're in service, but once they get out of service, which is one of the most important times. And with me right now is someone who's not only a veteran, but somebody who is helping other veterans be able to continue their careers in other ways via podcasting. James Van Prooyen, thank you so much for staying on with me. I appreciate you being here today.
Thank you, William. My pleasure. This is pretty cool because I've known you for a while and met you through podcasting. That was how we got started with our friendship. So
absolutely. Well, I bet you at
honored
Podfest, we were just talking about that. When is Podfest? You've got this event coming up. Let's get right to that for just a second. Then we're going to talk about what
Absolutely.
you are doing with your way to help veterans. We'll say because you don't have a typical organization like some veterans organizations, but you're doing something to help veterans. When is the event?
So we're doing Military Creator Con. We have a kickoff event happening the night of the 15th, and then the 16th, from roughly 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. We're going to have sessions related to things and tools and resources and advice and things like that for military creators of all sorts.
So basically, you're taking people that were veterans in the military that want to be able to create via a podcast in some way, shape, or form, and you're going to be able, and you're showing them not only how to do it, showing them how to get the tools to do it, and be able to do it in a way that they can continue their passion of creating after they got out of the military. Is that kind of what the synopsis of it is?
A little bit. I mean, it's bigger than just podcasting. Is as cool as it is with, as I call, new media, right? Not just podcasting, but the things that are able to get people, amplify people's messages and the things that they're involved with as a creator. The kind of the new creator economy that has developed somewhat relatively recently, right? And is somewhat the future, helping facilitate not just for veterans, really anyone that's in and around the veteran space or works with veterans or wants to work with military and veterans. So it's just anybody kind of, and even on the entrepreneurship side, there's some pretty unique things that people are creating and doing that are military veterans as well, or military members or veterans.
So
and
this
spouses.
is
It's not just everybody underneath that big, so decent size umbrella, if that makes sense.
So were you finding that there was I guess a population of veterans who wanted to be able to who get out of the military and they want to find a way to be able to create something, and that is a way for them to be able to maybe get beyond whatever experience they had in the military? I mean, look, most veterans have enjoyed their time in service, but some veterans find it's difficult after service in whatever way might be that they have a hard time adjusting to civilian life. Maybe it's PTSD, maybe whatever the case may be, or maybe they had a positive experience and they don't have any problem at all, but they want to be able to continue being productive. Are you saying that in any one of those, I guess, categories or descriptions, you're able to take a veteran and show them how to create a podcast, how to create content, and be able to show them how to do it in a way that they don't have to learn how to do it themselves? Is that what you're doing?
Yes, definitely that, but more than that, even if someone's already doing and knows how to do a lot of it, like what are some ways that people are doing it at another level? So wherever, we kind of meet people where they're at. So they'll be, if someone's just beginning or has an idea, thinks they know what they want to do, but doesn't know how to do it yet. It's things like that. Are you still there by chance?
Absolutely. I was giving you the whole stage there to talk while you're at it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Like I'm sorry. Hopefully this can be edited
It
out.
flashed a little bit. Sorry that I caught you by surprise. So continue what you're saying.
So yeah, it kind of meets the person where they're at. If a person's just getting started, doesn't know where to start, or anywhere they're on, even take for instance yourself. You've already come
Right.
to a certain level, but then you're going to be, if you came and you're attending, which you will be there. Uh, uh, it's what tools and resources and ideas and things. If you're around other people that are
Right.
creative
Right.
people, what is other people doing that can take it to the next level, whatever that next level is for the different people that are in attendance. So there'll
Basically,
be something for everyone.
basically, what you do as an organization is you meet them where they are, you find out what they need to get to the next level, and you take it from there. Because some people need business coaches, or maybe they need some sort of extra training, but you're trying to offer some sort of maybe I would say a discounted service, but a service to where is there a charge for it? Will you charge them, or is this something that you're just trying to do to help veterans?
It's a definitely for profit. It's a conference based community, but also a community at the same time as well. Just to have a place where, so a lot of times too, if you talk about business and entrepreneurship, right, it can be lonely. You feel like you're
Right,
doing it kind of all by yourself or in a vacuum. So we're
right,
bringing
right.
everybody together once a year at least into a one room for networking, for collaborations. So there's a lot of things that
But
that we'll offer, but also in between there'll be you know companies and resources and things that we're facilitating for people to get what they need, all kind of in one place.
But you're not asking necessarily for buy-ins for each veteran, because if it's to be a conference, you might have sponsors, you might be able to get sponsorships, you might be either way. It is a way you're doing an event, if you will, to be able to bring the resources together along with the people to do the networking. Correct?
Correct, and also I really in the near future want to do it to where we do in person, smaller, not events necessarily, but meetups and get-togethers in different areas, and bring military creators together in these different communities
So you
around
would
not
take
just
this
in the
more
U.S.
than
but the world.
you want this to be more than just a once a year thing. You want this to be something where you build a net, you're using your talents in this space and bringing people together. You want to be able to create not only a resource for them while they're at the conference. You want this to be ongoing. You want this to be something that you envision breaking out into certain areas, their community, maybe different branches of service, maybe on base, maybe off base. Is that kind of what you're seeing?
Absolutely, and probably in ways that I don't even know yet. Each time I talk to
Absolutely.
people, there's like, hey, I know this one group of people that are doing this, or there's this one person that I served with that's doing that. So,
Right.
again, it's a big umbrella of, a military creator that, again, I'm a believer that podcasting and digital, online presence and things like that are important tools and resources. And whether it's Facebook and Instagram right now, or something later that, right, TikTok wasn't, like when I helped you, I don't even know if there was TikTok yet, right? I think if it was, if at all, it was around. It was barely around, right? But those kind of platforms will come and go, and even
Right.
we're on StreamYard right now. There's other, in the recent past, years ago we used to be able to come on and a thing called Blab, right? That company kind of came and went. So the way we do it and the tools and resources will somewhat change, but that's again what we want to create is a community of people that are kind of loosely already there, but we want to bring them
Right.
all together in person as much as we can at times, but the once a year conference, but also in between, offering tools and resources
And we're talking about
ongoing.
individual veterans, but this could be something that you also doing for other veterans organizations who want to
Mhm.
get their word out. Is so
Absolutely.
anybody in the veteran space. So let's talk about how they find out about being a part of your military show. What website do they go to?
Yeah.
How do they find out more about it?
Yep, all the information. There's forums if someone wants to be a speaker. We're always looking for good speakers, not just
Right.
for the upcoming one, but the ongoing, right? So we'll open it up at different times for people to speak. So we have a speaker submission form on our website. We have, if someone wants to sponsor or be involved in any way, there's a form they can fill out. It's on the website as well. So militarycreatorcon.com is their website. We're also all the social media, YouTube, Twitter,
Right.
Facebook. There's a Facebook group as well. So if you go and search on Facebook for Military Creator Con, we have a Facebook group there as well.
So on the website, does it show all the other links to the other sites and other social media platforms?
It does.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing. So James, you spent 20 years in the Air Force, correct?
I did. I was in from 1995. I went in February 1995 and got out March of 2015.
And you've been a podcaster ever since.
Yep. So as I was getting out of the military, I discovered that anybody could do anything, kind of pick a niche and a thing and add podcasting as a tool to get the word out for it. So started a veteran business podcast in 2017. Also started a podcast network to have other shows on, to get the word out for other kind of niches and things in the military space. So really learned, and that's where I want to help people, like to go back to the military creator part. I didn't have any idea. I didn't really think I was creative at all at first. I say at first, because now that I kind of look at it in a different way, there was no such thing that I knew of as a creator economy coming out of the military. I barely used social media at all because of my top secret clearance, and barely had a smartphone, as I was getting out at that time. So, so that's what's good too, is I really personally didn't know a lot of people when I was in that was podcasting, but as soon as I got out and lately I've seen, that explode. There's people that are in the military in different branches and different niches or different things that they're doing podcasting. So, or just getting the word out or creating businesses around like very niched, like helping people get jobs from what they did in the military specifically to what they do on the out, whatever the translation is on the outside. So that's, even a creative way, right? Seeing something that's just not there at all and creating.
Do you find that by podcasting and being involved in the podcasting community that you've been able to help yourself in your post-military service?
Yeah, I think so. It's opened up just the relationships. It's opened up, the access you can get to people. I'm sure you see it even in the space that you're involved with. You get to know people and what they've done, and you learn things about people that you've known for a while that you might not know, that you just get on a thing like this and you're like, oh wow, like I didn't even know that, and you could have known them for a while, right? So but it's just, I love this medium, and it's crazy. Even when we met, right, because I've always kept saying, yeah, we're still, like, it feels like it's exploding, but we're still not there. It's still going to only become more. Like, people just didn't even know what a podcast used to be.
Right, exactly.
Very few people had access to it, but you knew it was going to be only a matter of time to where, it was going to be bigger. And then I'm excited about not just Military Creator Con, but we're a part of PodFest right now, this in 2025. I can't wait because that'll be the first podcast conference I'm around after the election, to look at how podcasting was so big and disruptive. I remember, like, this is what got me into it as well a little bit. Like, I saw what was happening. I'm like, oh, yeah, this is going to disrupt traditional media, like, big time. And it didn't matter even whether it's politics or other things. Even in sports, if you look at a Pat McAfee, all those years ago, there wasn't many people just kind of creating their own thing.
Right.
And he nobody would hire him, when he got out. Like, none of the major sports people would give him the time of day. And so he just created it himself, doing what we're doing right now. So that's exciting, like, to see where it's gone. But, I'm really looking, forward to hearing people's perspectives and what's talked about for what happened in the election for like a Joe Rogan, right? He was the first one to do a 3-hour type format, and look how big on the election, right? One candidate chose to use that and one didn't. based on that format. So it's just so, again, I feel it's still a little early, right? It has exploded. I think COVID helped quite a bit speed it up, probably to some degree, but it's where it goes. Well, and then we haven't even talked about AI, right? So like that's
So
a that's a, another.
that's a whole nother one. So that's a whole
Yeah,
nother
I'm
one.
sorry, too high level.
So do you see this, what you're doing and what you're doing podcasting and Creator Con, as a way to help veterans, either be able to take themselves to the next level to create another career, or get themselves through something that they might be going through because of their military service? Is that what you see?
Absolutely, all of that, and I think even more than that, like things that we might not even know or see. That'll, if you think about being creative, there's things created that's like, oh wow, like that's never been done, right? If you go back to what I said about a smartphone, not very many years ago,
Right.
that wasn't even a concept, right? So that had to be created in someone's mind, and like, okay, I think we can do it this way, and everybody's, or look at Elon Musk, right? Things that he's involved with, like,
So
we used to have
you're
NASA,
gonna be
the space program, and then now we have, someone like an Elon Musk
got everything
testing rocket stuff, right?
So you're be kind of like a Creator consultant, helping veterans make it to the next level.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have pretty much everything under one umbrella and roof for anything someone would need, tools or resources and community. But yeah, so that's what we're doing. Military Creator Con.
So James, one last time, what are the dates of your first Creator Con, and how do they find out about you? Where do they go?
Yep. And we've actually done it. This won't be the first year. Our first year that we did this was in 2020, and we got kind of lucky. I mean, it was just as COVID was sort of starting, so we had a full day of the first day of Podfest in 2020. But we're actually, the next one is in January of 2025. So January 15th, the night of the 15th, we have a kickoff event. I'm not looking at the time, but I think it's on the website, I believe. But it'll be around 7 p.m. I think 7 to 9. We'll have a kickoff event where everybody can get to know each other, and there'll be a kind of a sponsored party there at the hotel. And then all the sessions, we're gonna have some panels and some speakers from 8 o'clock, roughly 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock in the afternoon, in the evening. And then, people, they can either purchase the Military Creator Con ticket and be part of just that, or they can also stay and everything related to Podfest. There's networking events and parties, after parties, and that'll be, kind of roll in after the Military Creator Con ends. You can stay and still participate that night. The night of the 16th into the 19th is sessions and things like that related to the podcast space and creative space as well.
James, one last time, what's the site?
MilitaryCreatorCon.com. Go there.
James, I love it. It's a great concept. It's a great way to help veterans. I want to thank you so much for not only doing your part to help veterans, but thank you for being on the show. I appreciate you.
Yep, thanks. And I also want to make sure everybody knows and to go back, like, please follow us on all the, whatever your favorite channel is, all of them, hopefully. But if there's one that you're mostly on, follow us at militarycreatorcon.com, or not com, but whatever, wherever, at Military Creator Con.
I love it. James, once again, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Have a great day. All right.
Thank you, William.
Have a great night. You talk to you soon now.
Yep. Appreciate it.
All right. Bye.